Hello, welcome to Farrell Swim Tech. My name is John Farrell. This is the live streaming / online show where I take people's stroke technique and I analyze it and give my recommendations on what to do to get faster. A little bit about my background before I get started. I was a All-American swimmer in high school, and I was All-American in the 200 freestyle and 100 backstroke. And I swam for Brigham Young University for 4 years, excelling at backstroke, both the 100 and 200 backstroke, as well as the 500 freestyle, 1,000, and the mile. I have been doing triathlons for about 3 years. However, I have been doing private swim stroke coaching for well over 7 years at this point. So what I like to do is I like to kind of first go over the footage. This footage, for full disclosure, this footage was taken by someone else, and they provided commentary on this footage. So what I have done is I have muted the commentary so I could just kind of give my own perspective on this. I am not here to refute any items of the previous commentary. I am simply looking at the footage and giving my own personal recommendations based off of things that I've seen with my own coaching. So what I like to do is, first off, I like to go through and show one of the 25s and kind of give my overall kind of global perspective and things that I'm looking at, things that I see right off the bat. This is kind of a lightning round kind of a deal. So we're going to hit play and we're going to go from there. So first thing I see right off the bat, your head position is really low. Pretty much your entire head is in the water. The other thing that I see is that your lower body is actually pretty far underwater as well. Your butt does not touch the surface at all, and I see a curve in your lower back. Next thing that I see is that you kind of do what I like to call the full moon pull, where you don't really bend your elbows in order to pull the water straight backwards, but you kind of do more of a semicircle of your pull. The other thing that I see is that your right arm hesitates a lot compared to your left arm. This creates a massive dead spot in your stroke. And it's just a portion where you're not generating any real thrust. The other thing is the legs. The legs realistically are not doing much for you. This is what I like to call the wiggle kick. Your legs are not kicking very fast, nor are they putting out a lot of strength, and that's mainly because of the mechanics of your kick. The mechanics of your kick, we'll get into this in a little bit. There is a distinct knee bend in that kick, and this knee bend completely obliterates all stiffness in your legs. You might as well be pedaling with rubber shoes. Yeah, okay, you might as well be pedaling with sneakers as opposed to nice carbon fiber soled tennis shoes. That's the main problem with that. So pretty much when I analyze these things, the first things that I look at is how do we eliminate drag. It is relatively easy to eliminate drag. It's harder to provide more propulsion. So eliminating drag, what we have to understand here, let me bring my camera back up. Not that one. That one will bring us back to full screen here. Okay, so when we talk about propulsion versus drag, we have to get back to the physics of what happens in the water, okay? You take effort to move yourself forward. However, you are in water. Water is actively pushing you backwards. So what you have is you have driving forces and resisting forces. Driving forces are what take you from one side of the pool to the other side of the pool, from one marker buoy to the other marker buoy, and the resistant forces is anything that's preventing you from getting there. Now, in cycling, we do stuff with our aero position in order to reduce drag. We wear special aero racing suits in order to reduce drag. We buy special bikes that reduce drag. We do lots of things to reduce drag. And then in order to increase propulsion, what we do is learn how to pedal stronger, longer. Okay, simple enough. Same thing with running. With running, we don't necessarily like to wear huge baggy clothes, so we once again wear our fancy aero suits that makes our area smaller that we're trying to get through the wind. We learn how to efficiently move our legs so that we generate as much power as possible, moving ourselves forward. Now, in the water, it's the same idea. We want to figure out how to go forward with more power and have less stuff pushing us back. However, why it is so hard to learn how to do all these things in the water is because, number one, it's a foreign environment. Number two, it's a foreign environment. Number three, you're practically in zero gravity. Being in water messes up your perception on everything, okay? So what I like to teach is I like to teach a couple basic principle ideas in order to reduce drag, okay? Principle number one, the more you're on top of the water, the less drag you are exerting, okay? We have to think about boats, all right? Boats are designed to where they can push forward with the motor on the back, and the hull is designed to where it plows, breaks through the water as much as possible, okay? There's some ships where there ain't a dang thing you can do, like a tanker barge. A tanker barge has motors so ridiculously huge, it can keep plowing forward with very slow speeds, but the hull is not designed for hydrodynamics to an extent. There's only so much you can do when you're heavy loaded with thousands and thousands and thousands of tons of junk on your boat, okay? So some triathlon swimmers are like barges. They sit very low in the water, they move very slowly, but they're continuously moving forward, okay? So then next, you have your speedboats, okay? Speedboats are able, when you go at slow speeds, they push a lot of resistance on the water because they're pretty low in the water. But then when you get speed, they pop up to plane, and then they just motor right along. That's a lot of the sprinters. That's essentially what sprinters do. But what we want to be like is we want to be like bass fishing boats, freshwater fishing boats. You know, the ones that have like really, really, really shallow holes and they just kind of glide on top of the water no matter what they do. That's where we want to be. Our body position wants to be really, really high in the water. Okay, so that's the main principle. Principle number two, we never want to stop creating forward acceleration, all right? We make forward acceleration with our hands, and we make forward acceleration by kicking our feet. Now, something that Lionel Sanders discussed in his video is there is a point to where you push on water and it turns into mush, okay? And for adult swimmers that haven't grown up like I did in the pool, it's really hard to understand what is that point between mush and actually pulling with, you know, strength on the water. So usually what I like to say is we got to learn how to push stronger. We'll get to the pushing idea in a minute. We want to push stronger, but yet we need to understand where that line is where things turn into mush. And as you get stronger, that line keeps further advancing into the power area where you can push with more power and not have it turn to mush. However, if you don't develop that sense of where is that line, you're going to start pushing and you're totally not going to go anywhere. Okay? So what we're going to do right now is we are going to talk about your body positioning. Okay? We're going to do that first. So body positioning especially for distance swimmers is one of the absolute most important things that you can do. Let me see if I can cue up something. There we go. Right here. Okay? So here's what I'm seeing. Right now, your butt is about 8-9 inches under the water. Here's the water surface. There's your butt. Okay? If you see the picture of the pretty lady up here, her butt is literally on top of the water. Okay? So let's analyze what is the difference between the pretty lady, the pretty animated lady, and you with your butt underneath the water. Right there. That part of your back. That part of your back is what is keeping your butt underneath the water. Let me explain, okay? Your lower back is like a seesaw, okay? You pull back on your lower back, your hips are going to drive forward, your back is going to come up. And I'm sorry if I lost audio there. So I'm still learning how to properly use this microphone while I wait to actually buy a lavalier microphone. So if you push your back, lift your lower back, your back comes up, your hips drive down, okay? Now, if we round the shoulders, okay? Our front goes down and our bottom end comes up. So now what we have to do is we have to figure out the balance. We have to figure out the balance on this seesaw because we go too forward, our head drives underneath the water, we're plowing water forward. We're too far back, our back end plows water as we move through the water. So we need to figure out what is the balance point. For me, what I have found with myself is that if I simply go from this to this, just a little shrug forward as you swim, just actively bring your shoulder blades forward, okay? So what you want to do is when you're sitting in your desk watching this video, just simply do this. Bring your shoulders forward, bring your shoulders back. Forward, back, forward, back, okay? So as you come back, you're going to feel your lower back compressing, and you're going to feel your hips drive forward, okay? So when your hips drive forward in the seat, that's moving your hips down in the water. So now when you round the back, you feel your spine elongate, and you feel your hips go back into your seat cushion, okay? So what that's doing is that is bringing your hips up towards the surface, okay? And next time you're in a pool, play around with this, okay? Just simply play around with it. Just go, okay, try and swim with your shoulders forward. Try and swim with your shoulders backwards. Try and swim with your shoulders backwards. Try and swim with your shoulders forwards, okay? Your shoulders legitimately want to be here. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, and I guarantee you, your body positioning will be fixed. Now, how to learn how to swim like that is a little tough. What I recommend is snorkels, okay? Use a snorkel. Get your shoulders forward. Use a pull buoy and just get used to pulling with your shoulders just a little bit forward. So you know what? We're going to knock out two things. Also your head position. Okay, right now. So we're going to talk about two things to do with your snorkel, okay? So we're going to talk about two things at the same time. 1 second. So we're going to talk about two things at the same time. So number one, your lower body position right here. Number two, your head is looking straight down at the bottom of the pool. We don't want to do that. Okay, we never want to be looking straight down at the bottom of the pool. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to advance it okay. So let's take a look at the pretty lady again. Pretty lady has the water level right at her cap line, okay? The water level, honestly, in this one is actually a little low or a little too high on the forehead. She should actually be right about here. So, so if you wear your cap consistently during workouts, personally, I don't. I hate swim caps. I only competed in them. I never, ever worked out in them. Okay, let me just tell you one thing. It doesn't save your hair. It doesn't make your hair fancy. All it does is keep your hair out of your face. So, dudes, unless you got luscious locks of hair, you don't really need a swim cap. That's okay. But if you want to wear one, I'm not going to stop you. You just don't need it. Anyway, moving on. So your water line should be about here, all right? So right now, you are about like this, looking straight down. You're looking straight down at the bottom of the pool. All you got to do is this, all right? You see that? So all you got to do is just jut that head out just a little bit and do your swimming, okay? So you are here. Move that chin out. That's it. You notice I don't lift my neck up. All I do is just keep that neck here and do that. That's all you got to do. Just jut that chin out so you're looking down at an angle. It's about a 30-degree angle from the surface. As they say, you're trying to look about a meter to two, meter and a half, 3 to 6 feet. I don't know where you live. But you get the idea. You want to be looking ahead of you. You don't want to be looking down, okay? Also really helps with breathing because you're not rotating so much in order to take a breath, but that's another topic for another day. So two big things right now is using a snorkel to work on your head position, because I guarantee you try and use a snorkel looking straight down at the bottom of the pool, you're going to have problems. So using a snorkel will help correct your head position because you have to place the snorkel band like right here on your forehead. And if you try and look down, it's just going to try and push the snorkel straight in your face. Where if you have the snorkel in the right position and you try and put your head in the right position, the water's just going to be pushing the snorkel against your face. You're going to be good to go. So then with the lower body positioning, you're going to be learning how to pull with your shoulders slightly forward. So let's get rid of the crop. Let's make me full screen. So let me show you what this looks like, okay? Okay, so we're going to put that right there, and there we go. So when you're here, you're kind of about here, okay? You see my shoulder right here? My shoulder is rotated backwards. So you're kind of trying to swim like this. This is what you need to do. Round those shoulders every single time, all right? You want to round those shoulders forward. What I want to do is I want to show you a picture of me swimming a 100 freestyle real quick. Well, this is a video my wife took 2 years ago. And here it is. Okay, give me, oh, hold up. I'm sorry, I blew it. I did not have this queued up. Ah! Stop me. Stop me. Okay, there you go. Sorry about that. Oh man, why is this? Oh, I'm not used to doing videos because I'm using a YouTube done video. I'm not used to doing it this way, so it kind of threw everything off. Okay, so let's go here. So we're gonna go there, and we're gonna go there, and then we're ready to go. All right, so this is me about 2 years ago swimming 100 freestyle. Get rid of you. All right, so what I want you to see is my body positioning on the water. Yes, this is sprinting body positioning, but it's really similar to distance. So you see my shoulders are forward. My butt is on top of the water. My feet are continuously coming out of the water. Feet are continuously going. Okay, now remember, this is only 100 freestyle. This is not what I do for like 1,000 or 1,200 or something stupid like that. So as you can tell, my body is very, very long. I am stretching from the top all the way to the bottom. My butt is right at the surface, and my feet are coming out of the water. Okay, those are the main items that you want to take away from what I just showed you, okay? Long body positioning, straight legs, not a lot of knee bend, and just getting through the water as efficiently as possible. Okay, so next thing I wanted, so that takes over body positioning, okay? So use the snorkel, round your shoulders forward, try and get that lower body up on top of the surface, okay? All right, so next thing I want to tackle is your arm pulling. Now, your right arm is possibly the most egregious offender on your pull. So right here, okay? So let me back up a little bit. Okay. So we're going to back up. Now we're going to play. Okay, so your right arm is pulling. Your right arm is down, pointing towards the bottom of the pool. You have now completed your pull, which your completion of the pull is actually not bad. So now we come over. Now our hand enters the water. Hand enters the water pretty good, but I mean immediately your hand is already completely submerged. Okay, that's number one. What you don't want to do is you don't want to submerge your hand while you're moving forward. You want to keep that hand on top of the water as much as you can. Why? Why is that? Okay, so let's say this line, let's say my, no, that's not going to be a good thing. That's not going to be a good comparison. I apologize. All right, so what we have to understand is that when we are underwater moving forward, water is effectively resisting our ability to move forward, okay? That is what drag is. So what we want to do while we're in the water is we want to minimize the amount of stuff underwater we're pushing forward, because all of that is actively holding you back, okay? And in some instances, it's actually actively pushing you backwards. Okay? Now remember, the key to understanding swimming pulling is that we move in the direction opposite of the water pushed. Okay? So if I'm sitting here and I push water towards my treadmill, if I push water towards my treadmill, I will move backwards. Okay? So if I'm trying to go in the direction of my treadmill and I'm pulling backwards with my left hand and pushing water forwards with my right arm, that's going to negate each other. That's going to start canceling each other out. So if you find yourself, and this is just a general thing, if you find yourself at a 2 minute or slower per 100, I can almost guarantee you are pushing water forward somewhere in your stroke, actively slowing you down each and every stroke you take. Okay? That is a simple fact that I have seen over dozens of triathletes that I have watched. If you are going over 2 minutes, there is a very high probability you are actively pushing water forward every single stroke. Now, let's watch this video. Let me get my crop back, and let me show you where he is pushing water forward, okay? So his hand is entering the water, okay? Right now, his head is pushing water forward. His arm, his entire upper body is pushing water forward because he is completely submerged. The entirety of his surface area created by the surface area of his body is pushing water forward, okay? Now, you can't completely negate this, okay? Even me with my body positioning on top of the water, I'm still pushing water forward. However, being mostly out of the water, that area, surface area, is significantly reduced, so I am exerting much less drag than he is. Left, right, reversal. Sorry about that. With his body completely submerged underneath the water. Okay, so right now, still completely underwater. Now, you finally are getting the catch, okay? So, let's see here. So, that's 20 seconds. That's 21. Okay, so now we're at 21 seconds. Okay, let's see how many seconds it takes per stroke for him to actually catch the water. Okay? Okay, still there. 22. Okay? It takes about 1 full second between his hand entering the water and catching the water. Every other stroke takes 1 full second to catch the water. Okay? Now let's do the math here. Average stroke count for someone of this caliber is probably somewhere in the 18 to 24 range. Okay? 18 to 24 range. Per 25, that is 18 to 24 seconds that they are simply setting their hand up to pull. That is 18 full seconds of the body doing virtually no work. Okay? Now, this is what you have to think about. If you want to sincerely drop lots and lots and lots of time, you need to start looking at these things because this will add up. That's 18 seconds per 100. Okay, let's say he goes 15 seconds in order to make the math easy. Okay, 15 seconds per 25, 30 per 50, 45 per 100, 1 minute. Right? I think so. 1 minute per 100. Okay? So, now, that's a lot of time. That is a lot of time that you can take off per 100 with simply making your body move faster. Yes, faster. We want the body to react faster. We don't want the body to pull faster. We just want the body to pull continuously. Okay? We need to treat the arms like you're on a bike. You never want the pedal to go pedal, 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 pedal. We want the cadence to be nice and smooth. We want the cadence to be nice and smooth with each arm. Now, full disclosure here, I know that there are a lot of pro swimmers that have an asynchronous stroke, where their right arm glides a little bit more than the left arm, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. I get it. What I'm talking about here is best practices. You want to go faster, learn how to continuously pull. So what we need to do is we need to continuously be pulling that right arm. So let me take off my crop real quick. Oops, nope, that's my filter, that one. So what we want to do is we want to learn how to get that right arm. I know I'm using my left arm in the water, but we want to reduce the amount of time that it takes us to catch the stroke. Number one thing we want to do is we want to start reaching up just a little bit to keep that hand on top of the water, okay? Let me show you what this does, okay? If I'm down here and my head is in line with my hand, okay? This entirety of arm is pushing against the water, okay? The top of my arm is pushing against the water. The bottom is pushing against the water. My face is continuously pushing against the water. Now, if we elevate that just a little bit, the water shunts down off the arm much quicker, okay? Because you are not plowing the entire arm. A bit of that hand is outside of the water, all right? So then what we want to do is we want to learn how to catch that water. Catch, catch, catch. Literally, this is when people go crazy about catch, you know, because when I started looking to coach triathletes, I was kind of like, okay, let me see, you know, because I'd never done open water swimming. So I started looking at, okay, what is the difference between open water and pool swimming, okay? So a lot of people started talking about the catch. And I'm just like, what? Did I even learn this? I don't even know what this is. Is this some new thing? Nah, it's just what I've been doing anyway, but I never really thought about it because it was never taught, just because I kind of figured it out on my own, okay? But the catch is nothing more than your arm is extended and you grab that water, okay? Now, I'm going to do this pretty abbreviatedly because I'm running out of time and I don't want to bore you to tears. But what you want to do is you want to have that hand out here. You want to catch that water. So what happens is your hand is out straight. You catch that water to where your hand is perpendicular to the face of the water, okay? So you're going to catch that water. And then one way to start thinking about this is you don't want to push down like this. Because if you push down with your arm, you're pushing water down. You're pushing water behind you, and then you're coming up out of the water. What you want to do, though, is bend that elbow outward and grab that water and push it towards your belly button. Okay, the reason why I say your belly button is you're not going to swim and touch your belly button every single time you take a stroke. That's stupid. Don't do it. But if you're sitting in a chair, the easiest way to visualize it is if you grab something and you put it right to your belly button. Okay, so you're right here. You're going to scoop that water. Here, let me tilt that down just a little bit. So you're going to grab that water, bring it down to your belly button, okay? Ideally, you want about 110 arm degree bend. This will get you about 90. So it's just a little bit lower is about where you want to be when you're actually pulling underwater, okay? I got my mic stand right here. That's why this is going to look a little bit weird. So, but you're going to grab that hand, bring it to here, okay? Then all you got to do when you're in the water is just extend it all the way backwards, okay? So the idea is this. We want to reach up to pull down. Reach up, push down. That's the difference in mentality I want you to start thinking about. Because let's say the water level is right here, okay? I am now looking down at the bottom of the pool. I am swimming like this, okay? What you're doing is you're reaching up to the sky, you're grabbing a brick, and you are pushing that brick down, okay? Treat water like it is a solid, okay? That's the principle here. You want to reach up, grab water, push it down. Reach, push, reach, push. It's not a pull. We call it pulling because we think, oh, lap pull downs are going to pull here. No, we want to push that water down. The difference is pulls are with the back. The back is weak. We don't want to use our back. Now, people are going to say, oh, well, you use your lats. That's not the primary thing you want to think about. You want to think about pushing that water down. That's what you want to do. You don't want to pull the water because that mainly uses your triceps, but you want to push it down. You want to what you want to do is when you're sitting here in your chair, if you really want to feel it in your muscles, reach straight up, kind of like you're grabbing on the pool deck underwater. You reach out of the water, you grab the pool deck, and then you want to push that pool deck all the way down. And then what you want to do is concentrate on those muscles in front of you. You're going to feel your back tense up, yes, but you want to get this front engaged. You're pushing water down, pushing water down, pushing water down. The way we do this is we grab it, and then our elbow bends out to the side, so our hands are going just outside of our nose. There is a wall in the middle of our face, right hand on the right side, left hand on the left side. Your fingers may cross your nose, but that's about as far as you want to go. Once again, using a snorkel is your friend. Use a snorkel, use a pull buoy, work on feeling out this difference, okay? There is going to be a very huge adjustment period if you decide to work on technique like I'm describing it. Use a snorkel. It fixes your head. It makes it so you don't have to worry about breathing or your head position. Use a snorkel, use a pull buoy, start learning how to feel the water. You want to pretend you're grabbing water with your forearm. Don't pretend you're grabbing it with your hand. If you're going to do it with your hand, you're going to push all the way down. If you pretend you're grabbing it with your forearm, you're going to use the entire surface area of your arm to grab that water and push all of that water down. All right? So if you have any questions, shoot me an email, theferrell@gmail.com. I would love to be able to talk with you more on this subject. The last thing that I want to touch on, and this is a pretty quick explanation, are your legs. Okay, your legs are what I like to call the wiggle effect. I will try and discuss this within 10 minutes. Your legs are wiggling. So you see here, kind of like wiggle, 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 pause, wiggle, pause, wiggle, pause, wiggle, pause. So if you see right here, your heels barely break the surface of the water. Okay, so if you watch your knee, you are drawing your knee down just a little bit, okay? Your kick realistically is providing very, very, very little benefits to your actual stroke. And to boot, you also may be causing detriment to your legs for the bike and the run because of the mechanics of your kick. When you kick like this, when you keep your front of your leg stationary and you draw the bottom of your leg up with your heel and you snap that down, that is utilizing primarily your quad. That's what you need for the bike and run. We don't like to use that. So what I like to teach, and I'll go over this very quickly, is a straight leg kick. Okay? I like to teach a straight leg kick. Why do I teach a straight leg kick? I teach a straight leg kick because all of your power is in your legs is determined by the stiffness of your legs. Your legs are the same thing as the cranks on your bicycle, okay? We always love to get the stiff cranks, the carbon fiber, the stiffest cranks, but yet people all over bend their knees when they swim freestyle. So it doesn't work out. So if we bend our knees kind of like this isn't really getting us a lot of power, because what happens is we're only using the part from the knee all the way down to the feet to actually do the kicking. Where if we kick with a full leg right here, we are utilizing the entirety of the length of the leg in order to actually move water. Okay? Now, here is the genius about using your whole leg. If you use your whole leg, you don't have to kick very hard. My kick, when I go, because currently I do very, very little actual swim training just because I teach swim lessons every day at my local pool. And with 3 kids and a full-time job, I just don't have time to actually train swimming. But I can still go sub 130 per 100 for a 2,000 for the half Ironman distance just because of technique. Okay, so full disclosure, that is pretty much what I can go. If I'm actually training, I can go low 120s. I can probably, if I actually legitimately trained like a pro, I could be sub 115 per 100 for a 2,000 pretty much without batting an eye. But once again, then you got 100 mile, then you got all the biking where everyone would obliterate me. So I may be awesome in the pool, but I'm not really good on any of the other 2 disciplines. So full disclosure. So So what we want to do is we want to learn how to kick with straight legs. Okay, so the way we do that is, number one, on dry land, kicking with straight legs. Okay, here, let me tilt the camera down real quick. So just start right here. Kick, 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 kick. Okay, you can do this on the floor. You can do it on your butt. Do it on your belly. Get some dry land kicking in. Okay, get your knees nice and straight. Point your toes, and then just do this. Okay, learn how to engage the entirety of your leg. Okay, now when I swim, this is about as hard as I kick, right here. I mean, I could maintain this kick for days. So you don't have to kick very hard in order to make it an effective kick with the straight leg kicking technique. So the way that I like to recommend people learn a straight leg kick technique is you go to the pool. So what you want to do is you want to sit on the pool deck on your butt. Do this for 30 seconds, okay? Flip over onto your stomach. Superman. Do your Superman kick for 30 seconds, belly on the pool deck. So then what you want to do is then you want to hop into the water. So imagine my fan right here is the pool wall, okay? So you're going to grab the pool wall, put your hand down here, and then you're going to float yourself. You're going to float your legs towards the surface. Then you want to replicate the kick you did on the land in the water using that same technique. Okay, one second. So you want to replicate that kick in the water while holding the wall. Okay, you want to do that for about 30 seconds. Then you want to grab a kickboard, push off, kick a 25, trying to use that technique. Okay, get to the next wall, hop out, sit on the deck. 30 seconds of kicking on your stomach, on your butt. 30 seconds of kicking on your stomach, hop in, hold the wall, float your legs, do another 30 seconds of kick on the wall, kick another 25, all right? Do the whole thing again with on the deck, 30 seconds, in the water, 30 seconds. Now swim a 50 trying to utilize that kick, okay? Now remember, this kick doesn't have to be hard. We're not doing any sprint kick here. It is just nice and easy. All we're looking for is the Scuba Steve bath toy. If any of you ever watched Big Daddy, Scuba Steve, where the little scuba guy or the frog guy, you wind it on the back and it goes da 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 da. That's what we want our legs to do. So then the beauty of this is once we learn how to make our legs go on autopilot, we can an advanced rhythm of swimming is using the legs to drive the cadence of the arms. Now that's a completely separate subject. First thing you got to do is learn how to kick consistently with straight legs. I very much so recommend learning how to do this first, and then if you want me to look at more footage in the future, that'd be fantastic. I'd love to look at more footage of you and check that out. So yep, so that's gonna be it for me tonight. Thank you all. Thank you everyone who watches these videos. Just so you know, I do this as a free service. However, if you feel obliged, if you like what you saw, I would love to have a donation. Donation is whatever you want. Pretty much any and all donations go towards my triathlon fund and buying my girls milkshakes. They love them. Del Taco milkshakes. Dude, Del Taco milkshakes are the bomb. That's all I'm going to say. So yes, if you are interested in donating, please send an email to theferal@gmail.com. Also, if you cannot donate, if you don't have the funds to donate, please just send me an email letting me know, or in the comments below, let me know what you think, things you like, things that weren't clear. If you need a follow-up video, a Zoom video, if you want to do a Zoom call with me, I'm totally open for that. I do this as a hobby / side job. Just because I design swimming pools for a living, and like I said, I do this as something that I do to give back to the swimming. It's a sport. Swimming made me who I am. And I know that sounds really trite and stupid, but I got a long history with this sport. And quite frankly, I would not be the person I am today without this sport. So this is my way of giving back and saying thanks for everything this sport has done for me, helping people in triathlon love this sport. I love it. I want you to love it too. So like I said before, my name is The Feral. I'm with Team Zoot. I am the unofficial stroke technique coach I'm the officially unofficial stroke technique coach for Team Zoot. I do stroke technique lessons on their Facebook page, kind of sporadically right now. Having 3 kids is hard. I'm not gonna lie. So yes, I'm not employed by Team Zoot. I do this on a volunteer basis, full disclosure. So anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. theferal@gmail.com. If you want me to review your video, any inquiries, go straight there. If you live in the Los Angeles, California County area and you are interested in in-person swim lessons, shoot me an email. We can work something out. If you live within a distance away from me, we can either do it in person at the place where I work out at, or I could set it up to where I can travel to you. Depends on how far away you are and if I can fit into my schedule. So any and all inquiries, theferal@gmail.com. Thank you very much for sending your video in to me. I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know what you think about it. And yeah, that's it for me. So until later, my friends, good night, Isaiah Norris, wherever you are. I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.